Welcome to my channel. Greetings, everyone. This is Q Man on this fine Monday night in Boca Chica, the Dominican Republic, guys. It's beautiful here. I'm in paradise. It's currently 78 degrees. Had a high today of 88, guys. It was hot. Um, to me, guys, the sun and the heat hits here harder than most places I've been. It's worse than Mexico, but guys, it hits hard here, guys. But once again, it doesn't matter if it rains, if it's hot, or whatever, guys. I'm still in paradise. And guys, tonight I want to talk to you guys about R. Kelly, the convictions against R. Kelly. And before I start, I would like to tell you this, man. I don't have any children, so if you have children, female or male, especially men, if you have female children, you feel some type of way against R. Kelly. You want R. Kelly to get everything he got, and you don't feel nothing for R. Kelly. But I'm gonna show you what R. Kelly was convicted of, guys. I'm gonna put on my spectacles, guys, and I'm gonna read to you the charges against R. Kelly, what he was convicted of. But before I do that, guys, I want to talk about the disparity of how black people in America are treated and convicted, and how white people are treated and convicted. Because we know that these Catholic priests have been abusing children, mainly boys, for years. And once it was discovered, you know what they did to those Catholic priests? They moved them to other Catholic churches, other states, other countries. They protected them. They allowed them to abuse those children and did nothing to them. Celebrities, we know of all types. I'm not gonna call no names. I don't want to get sued, but we know of celebrities who have had relations with people who did not reach the age of consent. We know of celebrity who was married to a woman and he had relations with her daughter when she was underage. No charges. Throughout America, guys, we know of black and brown people convicted of the same charges that white people were convicted of, and they don't get the same time. We know of white men recently who were convicted of rape and other horrible things and get probation because the judge didn't think they would make it in prison. We know of two friends, white and black, who committed the same crime on the same date, and the black young man got more time than the white young man because the judge looked at that little white kid and said, well, he looked at the white kid, the black kid, and said, you're a fair okay in prison. But this white kid, he's not gonna make it in prison. So you going to prison, black guy, and the white guy got probation. Okay. So now, before I start talking about R. Kelly, let me tell you about my personal life. When I was a senior in high school, my girlfriend was in the 10th grade because girls in the 11th grade and 12th grade thought they were too mature for us. That's not what it was. They wanted to catch with money. Girls in the 11th and 12th grade, when I was in high school, senior, they were dating grown men. Men with cars, men with money, men that can buy them stuff. Men in college. That's what it was, guys. Throughout the history of America, older men has always dated and married younger women. Younger women have always went to older men because guess what? They knew that they had something. They could provide for them. They could protect them. Guys, I'm not condoning R. Kelly's actions, but I'm just giving you the real. When I was a senior in high school, a junior or senior most likely would not mess with me. And if I'm 56, they would not mess with me. They were messing with grown men with jobs and cars who can buy them things they wanted. Now, if you're a guy with a daughter, you ain't feeling me. You don't care what I say, but guys, that's what it was. So now I appreciate everybody coming to the live chat. I'm gonna get to you guys in a minute. But guys, I want to read to you the charges against R. Kelly. Okay. R. Kelly was not charged with and convicted of having sex with minors. A minor is a person who has not reached age of consent. That's what it means. Okay, that's what it means. Now, the few white men who have been convicted of that, that's what they've been convicted of. They've been convicted of having sex with underage children, which we call minors. They haven't reached the age of consent. In most states, it's 17. In some states, it's 16, very few. And across many states in America, they're trying to reduce it so that white men can legally have sex with children. So, guys, let me read to you what R. Kelly was convicted of. Let me give it to you. Jurors have found R&B singer R. Kelly guilty of racketeering, including acts of bribery and sexual exploitation of a child, along with separate charges of sex trafficking. So, guys, let's talk about racketeering. So, guys, even if you have a daughter, if someone has sex with your daughter and she's underage, you want them to be convicted of having sex with a minor. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering. Racketeering is something that they came up with for organizations, mob bosses. Those bosses back in the day, they could be drugs, bribery, extortion. They was whatever they were doing. And they were so high up the food chain that they could never convict them of nothing. So they came up with the term of racketeering to get you as a boss of an organization. You got all these people working for you. We ain't got nothing on you, but all these people work for you. You are the head of this organization. So they came up with a racketeering charge. And in all those cases, there were multiple charges for the boss and all the people who participated in all the crimes. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering, and he is the only one who went to prison. There is no one else on that docket, on that court filings, or nothing that they're arrested that said those people helped R. Kelly do all these things against these women. There's no, guys, racketeering. All the other people they got, all the big mob bosses. So now, if you got a daughter underage and someone have sex with them, you want them to be prosecuted. I get that. And you should. But guys, R. Kelly, you should all care about this as a black man. You should care about it as a man, period. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering, meaning he was a head of an organization that committed all these crimes against all these people. He ran and influenced all these people committing these crimes. And we don't have nothing on him, but all these people did his dirty work. We ain't got nothing on him, but all these people did it. You were the head. We're charging you with racketeering. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering. You should be concerned about that as a black man in the United States of America. So now, the other thing you should be concerned about, now I don't know nothing about the bribery, for sexual exploitation of a child, along with separate charges of sex trafficking. Guys, if we all use our brain, we all know what sex trafficking is. It doesn't matter what the age is. If you snatch up one individual or more than one individual and you hold them in the area and you get people to come in and have sex with them and they pay you the money and you profit for it, that's sex trafficking. Or if you steal someone, take someone from wherever they are and you take them to another city, country, state, wherever, and you sell them for the purpose of whatever they go do with that person, that's sex trafficking. R. Kelly was charged with sex trafficking. And guess what? We saw single black mothers send their children, their daughters, on trains, planes, and automobiles to be with R. Kelly in his house in the studio. I'm going to say it again. We saw, when we watched that show on whatever channel it came on, we saw that single black mothers who were getting some money, hopes of a recording contract. We saw black mothers send their child to go and be with a grown man, R. Kelly, who had a reputation, videos out there of doing what he did to young ladies. I don't know if any of it is true, but guys, R. Kelly did not go to one elementary school, high school, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and encourage not one young lady to come to his house and be with him. Every last one of those young ladies sought him out. Was it right? Am I condoning R. Kelly's behavior? No, I'm not. But I'm telling you right now, guys, you know that there are some 14, 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old girls who are under the age of consent that got Instagram, they got all type of websites, they got all type of links to where you can hook up and link up with them. And those young ladies from age 14 to 17 who are underage are not the same type of young ladies that were 14, 15, 16 when I was that age. They're different. They're having sex. They're having sex with grown men and they ain't out there. So in addition to being convicted of racketeering, this black man was convicted of sex trafficking. Did he allegedly have sex? Was he convicted of having sex with someone underage? Yes, he was. But I plead to you, young men, middle-aged men, elderly men, that you know R. Kelly didn't go out to no school and pick up no 15-year-old, 17-year-old and get her to come to his house and hold her against her will. If you watch the show, all of those single mothers gave consent for their child to go away for the weekend, the week, and the month to R. Kelly's studio in his house with the hopes of fame. They knew. And guys, they all got money for sending a child to R. Kelly. They all got money for sending a child to R. Kelly's studio in his house. So, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you follow the news, but Young Thug and this organization is, they got hit with the RICO, guys. RICO is a element of racketeering. And guys, they're calling them a gang. They called themselves a gang, and they got a lot against them guys. They got a lot against them. But I'm gonna tell you something else, man. Before I go into the live chat, man, I'm gonna share this with y'all. And I need some comments on this in the live chat. I want to know what y'all think. You tell me why the former president, several congressmen and women, several governors of states all these Proud Boys and all these insurrectionists, all those people who went to the Capitol, killed people, and did what they did, and they still doing. Where are the RICO charges, guys? Where's the racketeering? Is overthrowing a government and the Constitution not a crime against the Constitution? Is not a insurrectionist a crime? Was there not a mob boss in head of that, in charge of that, who directed that, implemented that? Guys, the probe, the January 6th probe is investigating. They just sent subpoenas to 6 Republican congressmen to come and testify in front of the January 6th committee. So tell me, guys, where are the racketeering and RICO charges against the former president, existing congressmen, existing government um, um, governors? Guys, it's coming out. That's my spiel, guys. You know me, I ain't gonna be on here too long, so I'm about to go to the live chat. We got 6 people here. We got 4 likes. I need 2 more likes from the other people that are in here, guys. I need 2 more likes. Go Travels, riding with your brother. Appreciate you. I appreciate you 100%. Live in Mexico. What up, Q? How's it going? It's going well. Had a great day. I'm taking my medicine before I take a shower and go to bed. I just had to come in and get with y'all. Maurice, you are absolutely correct. I've been saying the same thing for years. It's always been a big display between black and white crime. Guys, it's horrible, man. Many crimes that should go to juvenile court, family court for black teens, it's not, guys. Throughout America, there have been many judges prosecuted for sending black and brown people to prison who should have got probation. Those judges were getting kickbacks from civilian prisons as a pipe. Guys, our schools in America are pipelines to prison. They're not a pipeline to the military, junior college, university, trade school, business, culinary, construct, nothing. If you go and check in black and brown communities, if you go and check, you will see that the jails, the prisons get more funding than the schools. What does that tell you? Living in Mexico, with all the money he got, why couldn't he just had paid for legal age escorts? I can't believe that people with money put themselves at risk being caught up doing illegal things with their money. I agree with you 100%. All I want is him to get the same time as these Catholic priests get. I want him to get the same time that any white man gets who commits them crime, who commits the same crime. I want him to be charged with having sex with a minor. I don't want him to be charged with racketeering and what was the other one? Sex trafficking. As you say that right now, as you type that, do you think really R. Kelly committed racketeering, or do you think he trafficked young ladies? Do you think he had sex with those individuals or himself, or do you think he housed them and people pay him to come have sex with them, or did he sell young ladies to foreign countries, cities, states? No, he didn't do that. Please answer that question for me. Living in Mexico, Maurice. The young girls now look like grown women with their hair and makeup and adult figures. You have to literally check IDs nowadays. You have to check IDs. You are 100% right. And if you care about your freedom, You have to check IDs, guys. It's girls here, man, walking down the street, willing to have sex with you as young as 13, 14 years old. It's families here, parents here, that you can pay to take their child, son or daughter. Yeah. So yeah, it's a crazy world. But the point of this conversation tonight is, do you think R. Kelly should have been convicted of one, racketeering, which is generally reserved for organizations, two, sex trafficking? Can somebody address that, guys? Can somebody address that? Okay. Let's go to Maurice says, different changes for different races. Trump and his people will never be charged. Let's hope not. Yeah, you're right, but let's hope. Let's hope that's not the case. Maurice also said, like you said, the priests didn't get charged. They just get moved around. It's been done for years. So, guys, all I want is the same and equal justice. If R. Kelly had sex with a minor, he should be charged with having sex with a minor. He should be a sex offender for the rest of his life, and he should get the same punishment as every other celebrity. Now, now, white regular people and white celebrities don't get the same justice. R. Kelly should get the same justice as every other celebrity. But I need somebody in the comments to answer whether or not R. Kelly should be charged with racketeering and sex trafficking. Let's go with Marie living in Mexico. I do believe that he is guilty of trafficking and he should get what he got coming. Trafficking. So, sex trafficking means that you take someone against their will and you either sell them to someone for whatever purpose, or you house them in a place and people come and pay you to have sex with them. Can you give me your evidence of why you believe he was involved in sex trafficking by having multiple women in his house that he had sex with, that no one else had sex with other than him? Where do you get sex trafficking from? I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry, but you got to give me something. If you believe he was guilty of sex trafficking, please tell me why. And if he was, the only person who got paid was the parent. Them single mothers sent their daughters on a train, plane, or automobile to R. Kelly's house. Not one incident where there a man in the house that allowed his daughter to go and be with R. Kelly in his house, a grown man. Every last one of those young ladies was sent on a train, plane, or automobile by a single black mother to be with R. Kelly. So please explain to me where you get sex trafficking from. I'm listening. I'm waiting. Can you please? I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry, but I just want you to tell the people why he's guilty of sex trafficking. Or if anyone else agrees with living in Mexico, please comment on how R. Kelly is guilty of sex trafficking. Maurice, he's been targeted because of his money and stature. Those women go with him because he's famous. He doesn't force them. He should be charged with regular charge. I agree, guys. Anybody. Guys, since the beginning of time, entertainers, singers, actors, athletes, women will literally throw their panties at you. They will. Young girls are even worse. So I think he should be charged with the crime of what he did. If he had sex with a person who was not of legal age to consent, whatever goes along with that, he should catch those charges. But racketeering, racketeering, and what's the other one? Sex trafficking. Come on, guys. He didn't do that. If he sex trafficked, guys, I'm telling you right now, the only people who got paid from that, who benefited from that, was the single black mother who sent their daughters on trains, planes, and automobiles to R. Kelly's house in the studio. That's it. Who agrees with me? Who agrees with me that single black mothers sent their daughter with the hopes of fame and to get money to R. Kelly's house? Trains, planes, and automobiles, they sent their child to R. Kelly's house. Who agrees with me that when you were in high school, a girl your age did not deal with you? I was a senior. My girl was in the 10th grade because the girls in the 11th and 12th grade dated grown men and guys in college. Guys with cars, guys to take them to the movies and out to eat and buy them gifts. Now, am I making that up? Am I lying about that? I'm not condoning what R. Kelly did. R. Kelly should catch whatever charges he catch, but he shouldn't catch racketeering and sex trafficking. How many Catholic priests caught that? How many white men have caught that? How many white men? Come on, guys. Maurice, don't get me wrong. I think he should be charged. I got 3 girls. They definitely sent the daughters. They definitely sent the daughters to try to come up. Maurice has 3 daughters. Those single black mothers who Maurice is a father of 3 daughters. He's obviously involved and care about his daughters. He didn't let his daughters go nowhere. Guys, I don't care if I had a child, male son, who was a model and an actor 10 years old. Every place that child go, I'm going to the interviews, I'm going to the set, I'm going to the studio, I'm going to be there. These single black mothers sent their beautiful black child to be with a grown man who was later charged with racketeering and sex trafficking. I need to hear who agree with that. The mother should be charged as well. Guys, Harry, I think you're right. The mothers gave consent, not legally, but the mothers gave consent. When you send your child to be with a grown man, you giving consent that can't legally be given. But that's what's happening. When you send your daughter overnight for an hour, for 15 minutes to be with a grown man, you just gave that man consent. It's not legal consent because under the law, that person still isn't old enough, but the mother gave consent to that man. He's still not protected legally, but when you send your child to be with a grown man, you give him consent. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? I see some child endangerment, child abuse, child neglect. When you send your child train, plane, automobile out of state to be with a grown man, you just gave consent. Maurice, it's ultimately the parents of the minor's fault. The parents wasn't doing their job. That's right. That's right. But I still need somebody to comment. Did he catch the right charges? Should he have been convicted of racketeering and be the only person convicted? Racketeering is for organization. The head of this organization, they can't get you for nothing else, but they get you for all the crimes of everybody under you. Racketeering. Why wasn't anybody else on that docket? Why wasn't anybody else other than R. Kelly convicted on a racketeering charge? Why won't anybody address that? Why won't anybody say nothing about that? Racketeering. A lot of mob bosses that went down for that. A lot of guys. R. Kelly opening up for Young Thug. That ain't gonna be the first one. Guys, listen to me. This is happening in New Orleans. It done happened in New York. It's about to spread around the world. The state of Georgia, Fulton County in Atlanta, is about to show other states how to get all these ninjas. They about to show them how to get them. Racketeering. Some gonna be legit. Guys, I'm telling you about racketeering. They throw about 50 to 100 charges in them. Many of them ain't gonna stick. But all they need is one. All they need to do is convict you of one. Like Young Thug. Guys, all they need is one. Because gang affiliation carries from 5 to 20 years sentence. So if he get convicted on one of those charges that carry a 2-year sentence, the gang charge alone, gang affiliation, comes with 5 to 20 years. So guys, that's how they go wipe out all these gangs across the world. They about to get them. I ain't saying it's a bad thing. I ain't saying it's a good thing. But guys, that's what's about to happen. All across the United States, guys. They go ahead these indictments with 100 charges on them. Most of them not going to stick. But most of the people in your organization go talk, snitch, and cry and tell because they don't want to do all that time. And if you the boss, all they need is one charge against you. And gang affiliation comes with 5 to 20 years. And guess what? They're not going to give you 5 years. That's not the goal of the prosecution, to give you 5 years. They going to max you out. Maurice, they're just boosting the charges, trying to get a lot of our wealthy and influential brothers off the streets. Listen to me, guys. I've been following this Young Thug thing. They did a lot of stuff. But I'm going to tell you something about Buckhead, guys. I'm from Atlanta. I grew up in Atlanta. Buckhead, guys. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of crime all over Atlanta. And the city of Atlanta purposely allow crime to happen in East Point, College Park, city of Atlanta. But where there's tourism, industry, money, wealthy white people, they go shut it down. Young Buck live in Buckhead. They want that out of Buckhead. That's why those charges came, guys. That's why those charges came. If he was living where he grew up on Cleveland Avenue, if he was living in East Atlanta, College Park, he live in Buckhead. He's bringing attention on Buckhead. He's bringing crime to Buckhead. That's why those charges came, guys. Yeah. A black man, a rapper with dreads and tattoos on his face ain't supposed to be living in the biggest house in Buckhead. No, guys. But Fulton County in Atlanta, Georgia is giving states the blueprint across America of what to do and how to do it. And it's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Watch me. Mark my word, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Guys, we got 9 people here. Got 6 likes. Can I get 3 more people to smash that like button? If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'm going through here, man. All y'all already subscribed, man. So I appreciate y'all. Dennis, what up, Q? I love R. Kelly's music, but he's sick. I love R. Kelly's music, but I'm gonna ask you, Dennis, is he really sick? When I was in high school, when I was a senior, my girlfriend was in the 10th grade because the girls in 11th and 12th grade thought I was too immature. They dated grown men and guys in college. They wanted men who were older with money and experience who can protect them. Think about our grandparents and our great grandparents. The man was older than the woman. Older men have always dated and been with younger women. Now, once again, you got children, if you got daughters, you want to protect your daughters. But listen to me. This is the history of America. This is the history of the world. Young women have always dated older women. Now, the allegations of him urinating on people, guys, that's something different. But we know that a 14-year-old to 17-year-old who is under the age to consent is not the same as a 14 to 17-year-old in the 70s. These young girls going after you. These young girls got IG, they got sites, they got pages, and they having sex for money. So, guys, if anyone goes to a school or a store or on the street and pick up a little innocent 14-year-old girl, 15, anyone under the age of consent and do something with her, they wrong. Even if she a bad girl, a hot girl, a freak, they wrong because she underage. But I want you to understand, these young ladies that were with R. Kelly was sent to R. Kelly by their single black mother. Dennis posted something that's controversial. YouTube is telling me to show it or hide. I'm gonna show it because I like Dennis. Dennis is my dude. Maurice says it's ultimately the. I saw that. Maurice. Uh, Dennis says exactly. It doesn't matter. I think it does matter, man, because if you are a grown man and you have an infinity for younger, tighter bodies, and a young lady is out there like that, I recommend you check her ID. But there's some young ladies that are out there like that who don't even have no parents, who are out there on their own. They by themselves. They got apartments. They living in hotels. Guys, these girls not like they used to be when we was kids. But even when I was a kid, when I was a high school, when I was a senior, my girlfriend was in the 10th grade because the 11th grade and the 12th grade girl wasn't available to me. She had a grown man. That was in the 80s. In 1984, I was a senior in high school. So in 1984, 16, 17-year-old girls were dating grown men. It's worse now, guys. It's worse. It is worse. Dennis says it doesn't matter. If they're underage, is wrong. I agree, guys. I'm agree with that 100%, Dennis. You're right. Rich's method didn't realize R. Kelly went to trial again. One, he was locked up. R. Kelly is locked up, but you just coming in, Rich's method, and I have no problem with R. Kelly being locked up. I have no problem with R. Kelly being locked up if he was charged with having sex with someone, a minor, that wasn't of legal age to consent. But R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. That's the problem I got. If you understand what racketeering is, that is a charge that is associated with a head of an organization. They got a criminal empire. They this person's way up here. They can't get them on nothing, but all the things that their criminal empire is doing, they convict them on the deeds of the criminal empire. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering. Why wasn't anyone in his criminal organization convicted and sentenced to prison with him? R. Kelly was the only one. The second problem I got with the R. Kelly conviction, he was charged with sex trafficking. We know what sex trafficking is. Sex trafficking is when you take someone against their will and you sell them for whatever purposes, or you take someone against their will and you hold them here and you bring people in to have sex with them and you get paid. R. Kelly was not convicted of having sex with a minor and labeled a sex offender. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. Okay? Sex trafficking. Dennis, the parents need to be locked up. I think the parents share some liability. Single, and I'm not gonna say the parents. I'm gonna say the sole parent, the single black female mother sent their daughters on trains, planes, and automobiles with a suitcase to R. Kelly's residence studio. Okay, guys, that's what happened. I'm sorry. That's what happened, guys. I appreciate Maurice for being honest. He has 3 daughters, but he acknowledged that it takes parenting to take care of 3 daughters. Even if I don't know his situation, but even if he's not with the mother and his children, there's no way that one of his daughters are going to R. Kelly's house and he don't know nothing about it, and he don't get to prove on that. Rich's method. I agree that they are using the laws in the wrong way to get R. Kelly. If I was him, I would appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. Those women were of consenting age in a consensual relationship. I partly agree with you. He does have attorneys that's going to take it higher, but there were a couple of allegations of a few of the women being underage. Yeah, there were. There were. Now, which is method now, the relationships might have been abusive, but not criminal. Um, hey man, that ain't a part of my argument. I appreciate you adding that to the conversation, but that ain't a part of my argument. My argument is this: R. Kelly got charged with racketeering and sex trafficking, guys. That's the problem I got. Not one Catholic judge, Catholic priest that has had sex with all these children and been transferred to the other Catholic churches in other countries, been charged with racketeering and sex trafficking. That's my argument. Wait, when did the underage girls come in? The time of years ago. It's been proven, Rich's method, it's been proven in court that he has had sex with young ladies that were not of legal age to consent. That's been proven. That's a done deal. And he should have been convicted with that. And he should have had he should have been convicted of that. But instead, he was convicted of racketeering, being the head of a criminal organization where no one else was convicted, and he was also convicted of sex trafficking. Rich's method. Did not know that. Yeah, bro. Google it. You got your phone right there. I want everybody right now to Google what were the charges that R. Kelly was convicted of. He was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. He was not convicted of having sex with a minor. Well, yes, that was part of it. But the major charges were sex trafficking and racketeering. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody disagree with that? And I'm gonna tell you guys, if you my age, you know that if you older than me, listen, bro, your granddad and your great granddaddy older than your great grandmama and your grandmama. Did you hear what I said? Your great granddaddy your granddaddy, and your daddy older than your mama. Tell me I'm lying. One person here right now, come in here and tell me I'm lying. Your great granddaddy, your granddaddy, and your daddy older than your mama. Back in the day, a grown man married a 15-year-old. Back in the day, a old man, when his wife died, went to a man over here that had 5 daughters and gave him a cow for the daughter that was 15. You tell me I'm lying. Your great granddaddy older than your great grandmama. See? Your granddaddy older than your grandmama. Your daddy older than your mama. Back in the day, when this guy's wife died and he needed somebody to help him with his wife and kids, he went to the farmer up the street down the road 5 miles away and gave him a cow for one of his 5 daughters. That was one less mile to feed. She was 15 years old. He was 40. Rich's method. They are setting a dangerous legal precedent with that conviction. Bruh, no, they're not. They setting a legal precedent for black people. That don't apply to nobody else. That don't apply to white people. Why haven't any priests been convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking? You think that priest only had sex with that kid and didn't bring in nobody else? You think he shared all these kids and kept all these kids to himself? Guys, that ain't a dangerous precedent. That's a dangerous precedent for black people to give them racketeering and sex trafficking. Where is the racketeering coming from? Where is the guys? Listen, RICO and racketeering. I'm waiting on those charges to be filed on the former president, these congressmen, these senators, guys, the Proud Boys, the guys. Why haven't the KKK ever caught a racketeering and a RICO charge? Is the KKK not a criminal organization that have done a lot of horrible things? Why have they never caught RICO or racketeering? KKK. Why? Come on, guys, tell me something. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I had enough, man. As long as the KKK have been in existence, why have they never caught a RICO charge? Anybody? Dennis. That was then, this is now. Oh, it's different. It's different. Rich's method. Yeah, it's like back in the days when they would get a black activist for dating a white woman the minute they took them across the state line. Yeah. Maurice, the government can't convict itself. Well, the former president is not the government anymore. The current congressmen are not the Constitution. These governors and mayors who participated in the insurrection, along with the Proud Boys and all those other white supremacists, they are not the government. They need to be held accountable, and that January 6th panel need to bring charges. They need to bring RICO. They need to bring racketeering against these white folks, like they do against right. Listen, R. Kelly got charged with He's a sole individual, and he got charged with racketeering and sex trafficking. Let's go through history, guys. Go through history of everyone ever convicted of sex trafficking and tell me when there's ever been just one person. Show me in the history of conviction of conviction of sex trafficking when it's been one person. You gonna have some person who organized it, in charge of it, but you got people moving people, you got people housing people, you got people securing people, you got people doing a lot of things in the organization. You can't just convict one person of sex trafficking. It's impossible. He needs some help. So one person found all these girls. One person provided transportation for all these girls. One person secured all these girls. One person set up appointments for people to come in and have sex with all these girls. One person did that. Come on, guys. Am I making sense? Am I making sense, guys? Mari says, the KKK is still deep in the government, yeah, but they're not the government. I agree with you, but they're not the government. They're not. Donald Trump made it popular to be racist, to admit that you're racist, to admit that you're a Proud Boy, to admit that you're part of the KKK. But nah, they not running it. Racist white people still run it. Are there some KKK in? Yeah, it is. But bro, all I'm saying is this: I wanted to be fair and equal. So guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We're approaching the hour. I appreciate y'all. It's only 2 people left in here. I got 10 likes. Hey man, I can't complain about that. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for your support. I'm gonna get out of here and I'll be talking to y'all soon.